And depending on what phone you have, they might just tell you exactly where it is you need to turn and go. So who would have thought 15 years ago, just 15 years ago, that we would have smartphones that did all of that? So I like in the video too when it says, you know, in 10 years, our students are probably going to be going, remember when we had those dorky iPhones? Those are so old. Just like we do now when we talk about our cassette players, right? Or 8-track players. You don't have, I'm not going to make you raise your hand if you had an 8-track player. But if thinking how fast things are changing and how rapid and complex things are now, we want to make sure that our schools are designed for that. Lots of research out there that talks about students today are called digital natives. So they, even though they may not understand all the ins and outs of technology, they think differently than some of us older, speaking from experience, but we really have to think through. Digital migrants or immigrants is what they call us, that we really have to be taught more how to use it. It doesn't come naturally. And so with that in mind, I was telling the Rotary Club, I get so frustrated with my 17-year-old who has his earphones on, he's doing his homework, he's listening to music, and he usually has some kind of chat going on or he's in and out talking to his friends. Me personally, I want to say, put all that away and stop doing that and do exactly what you're supposed to be doing with your homework. But it's hard to argue with him when he's making good grades. And so our agreement is, as long as you make good grades, you can continue to do all of that you do. So he just thinks he's able to use all of that stuff more effectively than I am. This is an example of technology. These are called live straws. And basically, it's for third world countries that was invented, where you can put the straw into unclean water and it filters up. So technology can be good, right? It can be used for good. So your conversation we'll get to is, what role do you want that to play? So lots of research, like I said, on the skills that students need. Lots of people out there talking about what it is and how is it different from Education 2.0. These are 7 survival skills that Tony Wagner is a big researcher in education, talks about that students need. So I want you students to look at that. If you had to order those, would that be your same order, or would you look at that differently? And this is Forbes magazine from 2013, where they talked about what employers most wanted as top 10 skills. So number 1 being the ability to work in a team, and the video addressed that more and more jobs now are really requiring people to work more together than ever before. So making decisions, problem solving, processing information, and you can see software programs, proficiency with that is number 8. Here's a list of jobs that didn't even exist 5 years ago, and I can promise you I could have many, many jobs on this list. This is from the Texas Workforce Commission. But you can see that just these 20 jobs 5 years ago did not even exist. And a lot of those relate, again, to technology. You have a lot of cybersecurity, social media. How about 19, online reputation manager? How many parents in here do that and you don't get paid for it? So lots of things to think about. There's even a new term that has come about in the 21st century called replexity, and that talks about how rapidly complex things are occurring now than ever before. This is Google, what they look for when they hire someone. You can see innovation is a big part of that, leadership, collaboration, loving to learn and relearn. So next question. In the context of the 21st century, I want you and your groups to talk about what are the most important skills for students to possess to thrive. The most important skills. 3 minutes with your group.